Hey, what's up guys? It's Robert with Aquatic Life, and I'm going to take you through the new reverse osmosis storage tank add-on kit and how to install that. The reverse osmosis storage add-on tank is compatible with most existing RO units, including the Classic, the RO Buddy, and the Twistin unit. The kit includes everything that you would need for installation, including the pressure tank, some blue and yellow tubing, a faucet, a polishing carbon cartridge with the mounting clips, a drain saddle for your wastewater, an assortment of fittings, and some Teflon tape. The first thing you'll want to do is install your undersink waterline adapter valve on your cold water line. So what this nifty little gadget is a drain saddle. What this is going to allow us to do is take the wastewater and go directly into our drain. Your drain saddle needs to be at least 2 inches above this P-trap here. So what I'm going to do is take my ruler, measure 3 inches to be on the safe side, and then place the tape on the side where your wastewater should be. Now you can go ahead and make your mark on your masking tape, and that's where you'll put your hole for the drain saddle. Now you'll go ahead and drill straight through the pipe. We'll go ahead and punch out this hole here in the middle, and then we're going to install this gasket to our drain saddle. So remove the adhesive and then put that right over the hole. I've got a screwdriver going in through my drain saddle, so now I'll take that, go into the drain, take this back piece, and then tighten that down with these bolts. You'll want to leave the screwdriver in place until you've got the drain saddle completely tightened. Now I'll go ahead and install the Easy Tap faucet. The first thing that we're going to want to do is pop out this cap here, and then once we've popped that out, to install it we'll do the chrome plate first, the rubber washer, and then the sink will be in between this rubber washer and this plastic washer. Then you have your lock washer and your hex nut. There's this blue film over the decorative cover, so go ahead and remove that. Take your rubber washer, put that in place, then take the decorative piece, put that over the washer, make sure it's centered, and then take your faucet and put that through the hole. With your faucet in place, you'll place your 2 washers, the plastic and then the lock washer, and then you'll take your hex nut and start to thread that. Before you finish threading, make sure that the faucet is in place securely, and then that's tight. Assemble the compression fitting. You'll place your hex nut over the tubing. Then you'll take this sleeve, place that over the tubing. Then you'll take this insert, put that into the tubing, and you want to push that in as much as possible. Should almost be flush. Now you'll take your tubing and insert that into the end of the faucet. Almost there. Okay. Let's see. Then you can go ahead and thread. Then take your wrench and tighten that up. Now we'll prepare the polishing carbon filter. So we'll just remove this wrapping. Let's take our fittings, we'll wrap them with the Teflon tape. Once your fittings are wrapped with Teflon tape, go ahead and pop the caps off the bottom here. And then you can take your fitting and screw that in. You can start by hand tightening them. And once it gets a little difficult, then you can use like an adjustable wrench. So I have my pressure tank down here, just trying to figure out where I want to put things. The polishing carbon cartridge can go vertically or it can go horizontally, and I think I'm gonna end up mounting it up here. So go ahead and install your cartridge and make sure that the filtered water that comes out of your pressure storage tank goes into here, since the direction of water flow is going in this direction. Now we're going to install the pressure tank valve onto the nipple. So let's put some Teflon tape on the nipple here, and you'll want to go in a clockwise direction. This way when you go to thread the pressure tank valve on, you don't unwrap the Teflon tape. Make sure you do at least 3 rounds of Teflon tape. This is your pressure sensitive solenoid valve. You have the screw side and the non-screw side, which is stamped in and out. And what this is going to do is cut off the supply water and turn off the RO unit. So I've got the base in there. Let's go ahead and take our storage tank, and then we'll start routing tubing. So now we're going to install the yellow tubing on our supply water line. So that's going to go into the undersink water line adapter. We're using a straight edge blade so that we don't crimp the tubing. Usually when you crimp the tubing, you won't get a good seal when the press fit. So I'll take my tubing, that's going to go into the undersink water line adapter. Then I'm going to take my pressure sensitive solenoid valve, and the other end is going to go into the non-screw side stamped in. Then I will take my second piece of yellow tubing, that's going to go into the non-screw side stamped out. And this end is going to go into my sediment cartridge. Take your pre-existing wastewater line that comes out of your flow restrictor and attach that into your drain saddle. So you'll push it in once, keep pushing, and you'll feel it go in a second time. So now you'll take your check valve and you're going to install that onto the filtered water line that's coming out of your RO membrane. Then take another piece of tubing, and that's going to go onto the inside of the screw side of your pressure sensitive solenoid. And then you'll take the opposite end, and that'll go into your check valve. And you want to make sure that your check valve is pointing in the direction of water flow or pointing in the direction of the pressure sensitive solenoid. So now you take a piece of tubing, and that's going to go into the pressure sensitive solenoid valve. It's going to go into the screw side of the out port, so that's here. Then you'll take one of your T's, which will then go here. Then you'll take another piece of tubing, which will go into the other end of the T, and that's going to go onto your pressure tank. Then this last part of your T, you put a piece of tubing there, and the other end will then go into your polishing carbon cartridge. Last piece of the puzzle is taking the tubing from your faucet, and that's going to go into the top of your polishing carbon cartridge, and then we'll stick that up there. Now that we're installed and have an idea of where tubing goes, we're just going to tighten everything up by shortening the tubes using my tubing cutter, and we'll go from there. So this is what our system looks like all cleaned up. It's important to flush the carbon, the membrane, and rinse the storage tank prior to first use, so refer to your owner's manual for details. There are a couple items that'll make installation a little easier and save me some time, like this tubing cutter and this collet tool. The fitting is a double push fitting, so you'll push the tubing in once, and you'll continue to push, and you'll feel it go in a second time. Once you pull the tubing out, you can go ahead and replace the blue clip, which will lock it in place. In order to remove the tubing, you normally push down on the collet here and then pull the tubing out. But we've got this collet tool, and there's a ridge here where you place the collet, and then you can pull the tubing out. If you're going to be cutting a lot of tubing, you can pick up this tubing cutter instead of using a straight edge, and you can just go ahead and cut your tubing.